So after Skye Nicolson defeated Raven Chapman, this news coming out now that her next opponent might be an undefeated fighter out of America, Tierra Brown. That was actually a fight that I was looking at 2 weeks ago that maybe I was hoping that could happen because Tierra Brown had a fight coming up the same time as Skye Nicolson that was going to fight on the same day. But with Tierra Brown's fight being postponed, it looks like she could still be the top candidate right now for a Skye Nicolson fight. And that would be a good fight. I think Tierra Brown's a good fighter. That'll be a big name that can go on Skye Nicolson's resume. She doesn't have really any top fighters right now that's in her way that she can actually possibly fight that's lined up or that's a good possibility except for Tierra Brown right now. So I think that's an excellent option. And that shows right now that Skye Nicolson is basically at the top of her game and top of that division. And her counterpunching is way better than I thought. I kind of questioned it going in as far as maybe her counterpunching ability is way better than I think. And now I'm sure I know now. So for her to go up against Tierra Brown, that'll be a nice combination. A very good boxer against a counterpuncher. Show a lot of her ability. But it shows how tough she is too for that fight to already be spoken of. And the weekend is not even over yet. So in women boxing, that's definitely something that has to be trending up more. Has to be a lot more trying to jump from the matchup to matchup, next matchup. Skye Nicolson is basically taking a good responsibility right now because she's fought. I think that was the first fight on the Saudi card, for a women's fight on the Saudi card for boxing. So for her to be consistently looking for top competition after that fight, that shows that she's not satisfied and she's looking to do more work. But I like the fights that's coming out of women boxing right now. That's the next thing that's kind of underrated that a lot of people are not really focusing on, but I'll focus on it a little bit more going into 2025. But Tierra Brown, that's a good option. She's a very good fighter. Would have been good if the fight would have happened this weekend, but her opponent had visa issues, so the fight just couldn't happen. But Skye Nicolson versus Tierra Brown, that can be a possible fight of the year, especially in women's boxing if it happens next year. I think it'll be a very competitive fight. It'll be a lot more competitive than the Chapman fight. I thought Chapman would have came in there with a lot more, consistency and aggressiveness, but Nicolson is just a levels above. That's why you gotta get in the ring to see who's better. And Tierra Brown, she's the next candidate, next option. But that's an excellent fight. That's the fight I was looking for.